Hello, everyone. This is Sam Ridgway with another episode of Tales from the Crypto. Here we are with our resident guru, Cameron Sykes. And today, first of all, Cameron, how you doing? I know you had COVID, but you
Yes.
bounced back.
Yeah, coming to you live with COVID and quarantined in my girlfriend's parents' basement. So pretty fun stuff right now, but
But
feeling a lot
see,
better.
that's the tenacity of Cameron coming to you with COVID from the basement. Yeah, see, he
The
doesn't
show
even
must
miss
go
an
on.
episode out of this thing.
No, absolutely
So
not.
today we're going to talk about Cameron's view of the market right now, kind of how it's going to maybe play out toward the end of the year, which is coming right up, and then the beginning of next year. He also has another coin from you. So without further ado, Cameron, I hand it to you, good sir.
All righty. Well, let's get this party started. So I guess my initial thoughts are, what the fuck, Bitcoin? Bitcoin is closing the year with a fizzle rather than the expected fireworks. It feels like I've been sexting Bitcoin for months and we finally made plans to have a crazy end of the year sex date, but then Bitcoin showed up wasted, came in 5 seconds, barfed, and passed out. But whose fault this is, and should we expect this type of behavior in the future? Well, it's my opinion Bitcoin's erratic behavior as of late is a result of two things. One, China's crypto ban, and two, institutions selling to lock in profits before the end of the year. So as far as China is concerned, as the main exchanges in China close their operations, have been selling assets and Bitcoin has been flowing from Asia to the US and Europe as a direct result. So the final leg of China's Bitcoin ban from September is coming to fruition now. From December 15th to the 31st, all of Huobi, who's the largest exchange in Asia, all their Chinese mainland customers have only been able to sell digital assets. This means New Year's Eve will be the very last day that Huobi's Chinese mainland customers and basically any Chinese mainland citizen will be able to sell their digital assets. So this in itself is going to be a big relief in the sell side pressure and should create almost immediate bounce in the market. In fact, my prediction is that we see a bounce on January 1st in similar fashion to the bounce we saw around the 1st of October after the September sell-off. And as far as the institutional end, data from Glassnode suggests that much of the selling in December has also come from wallets that accumulated Bitcoin around the summer and that institutional assets under management of crypto surged in May and October. So the timing that selling points to institutions unloading to lock in profits at the end of the year. And it looks like we're close to that being done because this is the last week for people to square away their books. On the positive side, this means that those same institutions are now starting the year with a ton of dry powder, aka capital that needs to be redeployed, and that is inevitably going to be one of the major catalysts for substantial growth in 2022. And with that said, that's a little what's going on in the market. Now we're going to talk about Ranger Protocol, and their ticker symbol is RPG, and you can get them on Uniswap, PancakeSwap, or just on MetaMask wallet. Currently trading around $21.83 with a market cap of around 15.8 million. And so Ranger Protocol is pretty cool. They're actually a metaverse blockchain infrastructure that aims to create a global center of virtual entertainment. It allows developers to create complex, decentralized applications atop the platform. So its goal is to boost construction of the metaverse by connecting various public chains and providing a powerful and comprehensive blockchain infrastructure that can support large-scale gaming applications. So I know you're probably now wondering to yourself, what the fuck does that even mean? Well, basically, it means Ranger Protocol is aiming to be the platform in which the metaverse is built upon, sort of like an Ethereum for the metaverse. So this is still a very young project with a lot of potential. And with 2022 looking to be the year we'll see crypto adoption, the metaverse's growth will be driven largely by developers and big money as private and institutional investors are expected to flood unprecedented sums of capital into the space. And at $21 with a $15 million market cap, it can potentially 100x in 2022 and still have a market cap of only 1.5 billion. So there's a lot of growth ahead of this, and this is getting in very early, and I see a lot of potential with this one for 2022.
All right, so that's RPG.
Yes.
Okay, and where'd you say you could get it?
You can get
MetaMask wallet. You get it.
Uniswap, PancakeSwap, and MetaMask wallet. This one is still really early stages, but a lot of potential there.
All right, and, I want to kind of go back a little bit. Ever since we started this, we've been talking about taking profits, right? Because taking profits is important because as we see in these cycles, we have this pretty good uptrend. And then all of a sudden, everybody thinks it's going to the moon, and then it just comes crashing down. So people aren't taking any profits. And I'll give you an example. Matic was last time we had spoken about Matic, it had come down. Well, it went back up, right? I was, I don't know, $17,000 in the profit. So I go ahead and I'm like, I'm not screwing this one up. I take about 10 grand off the profits, right? And I put that in, knowing that the market's probably going to have some crazy correction. Well, obviously it does. So now we have the whole entire price come down. Nobody really sees that this is going to happen. It's always a shock to people, but I know it's going to happen because it happens every frigging time. Like
Yeah.
every 3 weeks, it comes back down, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" Well, after you get slapped in the face so many times, you kind of expect it. So anyway, I did that. What that does, and the reason why I'm mentioning this is because now when the dip came down, I had capital, right? So I put some
Mhm.
into Bitcoin at $4,700. I put some into Solana. So I have money sitting there to be able to invest in these coins, these assets, money that was profited in the market. Now, this is house money I'm buying this stuff with. I
Oh
already
yeah.
put there, I already have my principal, and I'm taking that money that I got and I'm investing it into other assets. So that's exactly what I need to reiterate to you out there. Take profits and how much profits that people will ask, whatever you feel comfortable with. If you're up $5,000, take $3,000 in profits off the table and leave a couple grand plus your initial investment out there, but don't forget to take profits along the way, so when these corrections come through, you're going to be able to have the capital sitting there to buy them on sale. So
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just look at what the big money investors are doing. Right now, the big institutions, they're selling right now to lock in their profits. I mean, do what the smart money is doing, and probably got to get ahead of the game. So never be afraid. You're never going to lose money taking a profit. You're always going to. Your chances are you're going to lose a little bit of money if you try to be greedy. So it never hurts to take a profit. Keep that money on the sidelines. There's always more opportunities to go buy. The dips always happen. So just do it.
now, Cameron, if you were to get one coin out of all of the coins, let's say somebody has $5,000 sitting around. I've got a lot of people that come to me saying, I've got $15,000 in a savings account. I've got $20,000 in a savings account just sitting there. Um, and again, this is not financial advice. You could lose everything. These are very risky ventures. So don't think for 1 second anything is a given. You could put $20,000 in the market, you could lose the entire $20,000. I think you could do that in any financial institution, but I think the crypto market is a little bit more volatile because of its infancy than other, maybe like the NASDAQ or other things that might be a little bit more stable. But if you had $5,000, $10,000 sitting around, is there one coin that you think is going to just go absolutely parabolic that would still might have, you might not be as risky, as some of the newer things like the RPG or some of the other things that have that small market cap? What would you tell somebody, this is probably the coin I think is going to take you there?
I'm still just really hardcore team quant right now. I
I
feel
knew you were going to say that. I do.
it's
And I
I mean,
hear other people say that. I hear other people talking about quant and how it is just so crazy undervalued that they don't even understand why it isn't 10 times what it is. Like they're like the
there's only
fundamentals and everything on this are
there's only
so strong.
38,000 holders. There's only 38,000 holders right now, and they're have around 85 to 90% of their circulating supply is already out there. They're basically going to be powering these central bank digital currencies that will happen in 2022. I mean, their CEO was Gilbert Veridian, was the former head of cybersecurity for Mastercard, and then the head of cybersecurity for the Bank of England, and did stuff with basically the same thing for the Federal Reserve. They have all these partnerships in place. Basically, they're powering the interoperability for all these CBDCs right now. And so when all these central banks are basically having to lock up quant right now, because all transactions, developer stuff will be paid for with quant. And so this is the utility token within their framework. And so there's already a huge demand there. Their customers or the likes of Oracle, they're basically powering Oracle's blockchain interoperability. And so their enterprise customers alone are making probably worth collectively trillions of dollars. So right now, with their market cap being close to 12 million, the room for growth is insane. And I think that could be 2022 could be Quant's big breakout party, and I think it's inevitable. I really do. So
This is like a sleeping giant. I mean, you're not going to have credit card companies come in and start relying on an asset and not have that thing absolutely shoot through the roof. So again, I think you're right. This is kind of a sleeping giant. And the reason I know that isn't just, of course, because of your research and the rest of this stuff, but this has been reiterated by many other people that are like, why in the hell is this thing not 10, 15, 20 times where it is? There's absolutely no reason for it. All it needs to happen is there needs to be some kind of media thing or something come out on Quant notifying everybody. I mean, look at Doge, Shiba.
Yeah.
These things aren't even okay, not even worth anything, but you get a little bit of coverage on them, they go through the roof. So I think Quant is one of those. So if you have money to put in, again, money you can lose, Quant. And this isn't even something you have to get your MetaMask wallet out for. I mean,
Yeah, no,
Quant
you
can
just
be
get that,
purchased on
get that on Coinbase.
right,
And what's
right on Coinbase.
and what's another, and you know, we're talking about like Shiba and Doge. It's like what's crazy is that, you know, Doge, I mean, it started off as a whole joke, but basically it's now there's actual utility because Elon Musk says there's utility in it. Like, and so 2022, there's going to be that Doge One mission to the moon satellite basically getting launched up there. The unit of account is Dogecoin. And so SpaceX, they're basically using Dogecoin as their unit of account, things we paid for in Dogecoin. And so they're creating a full demand for it right there just in itself. And that makes it valuable. So we could see even that run up even more in 2022. So, I mean, it's going to be a crazy year, but my, you know, if I had to bet the farm on anything, it's going to be Quant.
Sounds good. Well, we're holding it. So, you know, and again, you know, the stuff that we recommend or you recommend, I mean, you know, we put our money into. I mean, not everything, because we have a certain amount of money that we put into our portfolio and we have to reallocate those things. You know, we just don't put endless supplies in. That's not realistic any more than any of you out there have an unlimited amount of money that you can do. You have to put money in, then you reallocate it as you make profits to other things and you grow that portfolio. And that's what we do as well. But yeah, definitely, I think Quant is a great one. Well, this one's at already at 12 minutes, getting close to our 15-minute mark. So Cameron, great discussion. I kind of like these discussions where we just talk back and forth and discuss certain things that I see or hear, you see or hear, and you bring that expertise in with my hearsay. And so it kind of comes together in that kind of symbiotic relationship. But again, we appreciate everything you do. And we're not going to be here Wednesday. I will be in Mexico.
Okay, cool.
Drunk on a beach. But, and you know, that's not a good idea to do it like that. So we're going to miss next week. Hopefully by the time I get back the following week, market's going to turn around. It's going to be a lot of green, and we're going to be talking about, see, we told you so. These things are going crazy. All right. Thanks a bunch, Cameron. 2 Wednesdays. We'll go again.
Perfect. Looking forward to it.
All right. Talk to you later.